In this video, we are going to learn about grassland birds. In order to understand these birds, we have to know about a grassland ecosystem first. Grasslands are one of the largest biomes on Earth, covering 20 to 40% of the Earth's surface. They are open areas with few trees due to a lack of rain, and they are fairly flat. In Ontario, grasslands are dominated by orchard grass, timothy grass, reed canary grass, and as well as sedges and wildflowers. This grassland is a temperate grassland, as opposed to a savanna or a tropical grassland. When you are birding in a grassland, it's important to look low to the ground, where you might see birds running through the grass. Grassland birds will try to camouflage with their grassy environment, which means that you have to focus on finding flashes of movement or color. One characteristic bird species found in a grassland is a grasshopper sparrow. This small bird is not at risk, but its population is in a trend of steep decline. It eats small insects such as beetles, caterpillars, and grasshoppers. In the winter, it will eat seeds off the ground. A grasshopper sparrow builds a nest of grasses that is 3 inches high and 5 inches wide. In this video, you can see grasshopper sparrow young, which will leave the nest in only 9 days. These birds generally don't fly. Instead, they camouflage with their environment to protect against predators.
Since the 1900s, grassland environments have been disappearing due to urban sprawl, development, and changes in farming practices. Some of these changes include earlier and more frequent hay cuts on hayfields, mechanization of harvesting, and a decrease in small family farms. The great loss of grasslands has reduced grassland bird species in Canada by 60% since 1970. Grassland birds are experiencing the most significant population declines than any other group of birds except aerial insectivores. Even in habitats that are intact, early and frequent hay cuts destroy grassland bird nests, which they build on the ground, affecting their ability to breed. The Loggerhead Shrike is one grasslands bird species that is considered at risk. In Ontario, their population is endangered. This bird can best be described as a songbird that thinks it's a bird of prey. Some identifying characteristics are their hooked beak and black mask across the face. They are considered fully carnivorous as they eat insects, amphibians, reptiles, small mammals, and even other birds. In order for them to immobilize their larger prey, they will use thorns or barbed wire as they aren't able to kill them on their own. They are known to eat larger prey when insects are less available in the winter. Another tactic they use to get through the winter is to store their food in branches to be eaten when food is low. The story of this bird has been impacted by heavy pesticide use from the 1940s to the 1970s, causing their main food source to be laced with poison. Other factors that have contributed to its decline include vehicle collisions, urban development, fields being hayed, and the destruction of hedgerows. Collectively, these events have led to over a 76% decline in their population over the past 50 years.
It's time for conservation considerations.
In this segment, we hope to inspire you by sharing what Arasha is doing at Cedar Haven to care for God's creation through conservation. An important principle in conservation is to allow the land to heal itself. In Grasslands Restoration, that means giving native plants the upper hand. This can be done in 2 ways. The first way is through mowing the non-native plants so that native seeds can grow when sown. The second is to actually burn a specific area, which allows the native seeds already in the soil to compete for light and water. In order to do this work, we need to educate people, especially farmers, about how this can be done and why it's beneficial. Additionally, we can support those who track how the grasslands are doing. These efforts create a healthy foundation for the insects and birds that live in the grasslands.
Here at Cedar Haven, we hope to support our grassland birds by restoring our grassland areas. We already have fields that are free from grazing and are removing invasive species from the hedgerows to help keep them healthy.
Eventually, we hope to help native plants thrive by either mowing and planting or by prescribed burning. These steps will help grassland bird species to flourish here in their environment at Cedar Haven. Now, we want to focus on one last grasslands bird, the killdeer. You can see it has a slender and lanky body with a long pointed tail. The tan color covers its back while the white covers its belly. A defining characteristic is the two black bands found across the white chest. It eats mostly invertebrates like snails and grasshoppers, but also seeds left on agricultural lands. The killdeer is a master trickster. Their nests are just bare patches with some bedding out in the open. So, in order to confuse predators, they will make several of these nests in one area. Additionally, a killdeer will fake an injury to their wing and limp away from their nest when a predator approaches. When trickery no longer works, like with large hoofed animals, the parent will fluff itself up, stick its tail up in the air, and charge the animal head-on to try and divert its path.
Grassland birds are important to grassland ecosystems and the wider environment. Their contribution to the food chain by eating insects and dispersing seeds is vital to our ecosystems. They are distinct from many other birds because they build their nests on the ground, hidden in the grasses. Additionally, their unique running and hopping behaviors to escape danger set them apart. Although these bird populations are declining, there's ways to help them, like supporting conservation organizations. Thanks for watching!